Yo, gang, so today, right, I want to check out the life and death of Draco, the ruler, right? Like 2 people probably commented and told me to check it out. You know, it's 2 hours long. So what I'm probably gonna do is break it up into parts. I don't know how many parts, only because I want to be able to jump into other things today. And I probably won't be able to finish the whole 2 hours, you know what I'm saying? So it'd probably be best to break it up into parts. Probably, I don't want to lie to y'all, it'd be some parts. I can't tell you how many. But yeah, I knew when they was telling me that I was gonna check it out anyway or whatever, but I just didn't know when I was gonna like try and fit it in. So I'm like, alright, now I can go ahead, fit this shit in, look into Draco. I actually tried to watch an interview. Well, I watched most of the interview, him on No Jumper, and the man actually like damn near talk how he rap. And the whole interview he was damn near doing something like some shit is doing. He had me rolling with that shit and that little shit. Like he was just talking like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this life and death of Draco the Ruler. We gonna say part 1. Shout out Trap Lord Ross. Shout out Trap Lord Ross putting this together.
This video contains themes of violence, drug use, and gang activity. Every effort has been made to censor any shocking clips that depict violence in line with YouTube's community guidelines. If you're over 18 and you want to see the uncut version of my videos, they're available to my supporters over on patreon.com/traplordross. This video has been put together as a historical account of the events that unfolded in this story. No disrespect is intended, and rest in peace to everyone mentioned in
I like what he's saying. No disrespect is intended for the people who just take everything too damn personal, bro.
Video, who sadly lost their lives.
Chaos at a packed concert. A person was stabbed and police have shut down the show.
The spotlight's on me. These motherfuckers are scared of me, bro. Watch what you say. Watch who you hang around with.
Can't no LA rapper that's out here that's mainstream say he be the murder, attempted murder, 5 attempted murder, and a DP.
You know, people are out to get me. I can't even be slipping like that to where somebody catch me like.
The homies gonna get you.
The victim was rapper Draco, the ruler. It happened around 8:30 last night during the Once Upon a Time in LA music festival being held at the Bank of California Stadium.
On December the 18th, 2021, Draco...
I gotta ask. It's like I don't want to, cause you know that to me, man, people situations is they situation. So it's like I'm more of a man with business type person. In my opinion, I think I am. But on the No Jumper interview, I saw that it was like it had YG in the title. So I'm like, they ain't gonna talk about YG, but I didn't get that far in the interview. But now they just put YG up there. So Draco and YG, you know, didn't really rock too hard.
Ruler, real name Daryl Caldwell, was booked to perform at the Los Angeles Music Festival Once Upon a Time in LA. This would be a $50,000 payday for Draco and only his second performance in his home city since getting out of jail the previous year. But Draco would never make it to the stage that night because while he was walking through the venue with a small entourage of around 6 people, story goes he was ambushed by as many as 80 Blood Gang members after being spotted by his enemies backstage. This confrontation ended in a huge brawl where unfortunately Draco would end up being stabbed in the neck, ultimately losing his life in the hospital. But
I never looked into like his actual, like what actually happened, cause that shit just, death is just so fucked up, man, especially when other people trying to play God and shit, bro. Like, I don't be too much trying to get into that or watch videos of that shit happening, bro. I just know the headline of it and then I just keep it pushing, bro. Cause that shit just be fucked up.
what could Draco have possibly done to have caused the Bloods to want to hunt him down and kill him on sight? Well, over the past few years, Draco the Ruler had been taking the LA rap scene by storm, but his musical come-up was marred by legal issues, particularly a controversial murder case which he ended up beating after spending around 3 years in jail, much to the disappointment of local prosecutors. Upon his release, Draco would go on a relentless campaign, putting his pain into music and taking over the LA rap scene with regular releases of tough guy anthems about a life of crime. But while Draco was beginning to rule the scene with his music, since getting out of jail, he had also been heavily active on social media, using it to provoke his
That thing that he's smoking on, he had that in the interview too, and he said he be really fucking with squares. He fuck with squares, and he said if he smoked that, people won't trip, but if he busts out a square, motherfuckers will be looking at him crazy.
And stoke up beefs, massively blurring the lines between competitive rap rivalries and all-out gang war. And this habit would ultimately bleed into Draco's music, with his gangster rap hits often laced with incendiary taunts aimed at his rivals, mocking their losses in the streets.
Alright, let me look at this, man. Down the pussy nigga up in Ace, we in Neiman's. You can never walk in my shoes, and I mean it. The DA wanna fight me out the trial, cause I beat him. All 12 jurors not guilty, nigga beat it. Ooh, sending shots at 12. I know that shit make them so fucking mad to watch this man get up and leave. Just leave, like, not guilty, you know what I'm saying? I know they feel like he did beat him. He beat him, you know?
In fact, the songs that Draco was releasing after beating his murder case were full of offensive catchphrases like, he's never coming back and that's that, or he's no longer. When he was on the mic, Draco loved embarrassing and mocking his enemies.
That's the famous lines that caught me, man. Damn.
But the 2021 release of a diss song called Ingleweird would see Draco making a complete mockery of the entire blood-affiliated city of Inglewood. This song would ultimately make Draco a marked man in LA.
Bro, see, this shit gonna be so shocking to me, man. I get y'all said it was a diss. Is Draco not a blood? I thought Draco low-key was blood, though. Honestly, I didn't know what the fuck Draco was. He didn't really show no signs of nothing to me. He just was Stink Team. That's really what it was, but I don't know why I thought they had more similarities to the blood. And I knew Ingleweird was a diss, but I didn't know it was diss to the Bloods. See, all that shit finna be like fucking history, the History Channel to me.
Within only a few months of the release of this song, Draco would indeed end up being murdered in a horrific fashion. So far, the police have hit a wall of silence in the investigation of Draco the Ruler's murder, with no one willing to talk to the police on both sides. But if you look close enough at Draco's career in the lead up to his tragic passing, you'll find a few clues as to why people in the city of LA might have wanted to get him out the way. So today, let's take a close look at the wild life of Draco the Ruler, his many beefs, hit songs, and legal issues, to better understand how he ended up in this situation with millions of fans and an entire city wanting to kill him.
Yeah, this shit just fucked up, bro. Like, 18 Bloods, bro. He's saying 18 Bloods had to take Draco out. This shit crazy. Like, they was that fucking mad at him. And is it just the diss tracks, bro? Was it just the diss tracks that people can say like, yeah, that's what did it, or did they want him gone anyway? It wasn't just the damn diss tracks. I don't know, motherfuckers. Everybody say they know, but motherfuckers will never know how deep this shit is, what this shit even started at.
Draco the Ruler was truly no stranger to LA's criminal underworld. He was getting in trouble with the law from an incredibly early age, claiming to have been arrested for the first time at the young age of just 12, after apparently stealing $1 from a tip jar.
What I went to jail for?
You're 12.
Oh man, I took $1 out of tip jar.
$1?
And then I tried to put it back.
After getting his first taste,
Ralphie just young as hell. Did he say he tried to put it back though, bro?
I took $1 out of tip jar.
$1?
And then I tried to put it back.
after getting his first taste of law breaking,
He tried to put that motherfucker back. I wonder, was it like a guilty conscience, or he got caught and he tried to throw it back in there?
a preteen Draco would end up being shipped off to a youth correctional facility known as a camp. But unfortunately, it didn't seem that this camp-style punishment would address the root cause of Draco's issues. And apparently from here, a young Draco would continue to rack up teenage criminal charges, mainly related to burglary and gun possession, landing him in various youth correctional facilities throughout his teens. But Draco wouldn't be catching these early cases alone, but it would seem that many of Draco's early forays into crime were actually backed up by his younger brother, Ralphie the Plug, who would tell Adam 22 in a No Jumper interview that he was really out here catching cases for robbery with Draco at age 11.
When you first get locked up?
Shit, when I was 11.
11?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
Matter of fact, me and Draco had our first case together. Bullshit, attempted robbery, bullshit, little shit.
So is this an armed attempted robbery? Or
Nah,
just,
hell no, not at 11. Or armed at 11. This ain't Chicago. He ain't out here just tripping.
Oh, what are you on with the city, man? He said this ain't Chicago, bro. Look, our shorties is different in Chicago. But that's cause our big homies, the quote unquote big homies, is different. Them motherfuckers, man, ain't good role models at all. Like, they just ain't. And it ain't just gotta be the street. It could be your goddamn daddy, it could be a stepdaddy, it could be your cousin. Like, you ain't gotta be in the streets to get your hand on a gun in the city, bro. Everybody know how to get a gun in the city if they want it that bad.
Sadly, as Draco got older, he'd continue to be involved in crime and the risks associated with it. He'd end up getting shot while still a freshman at Washington High, just age 15, eventually being kicked out of school completely, eventually winding up making a living through home invasions, or flu-flamming as he would call it. You see, apparently Draco and his buddies were pretty regular flu-flammers, with their door-to-door robbery team apparently being known as the Too Greedy Family, or later the Stink Team. Now, according to accusations by prosecutors, members of the Too Greedy Family were known as flockers, an LA term used for burglary crews, often targeting Asian households.
Never knew that's what the TGF on the Buddha Man meant. Too Greedy Family. Too Greedy. Yeah, Too Greedy Family. I'm gonna say Too Greedy members reading this shit, but he said Too Greedy Family.
And apparently a result of the crew's heritage in robbing LA's Asian community, a lot of the Too Greedy Family and Stink Team's artwork and jewelry would bear an Asian theme. And this obsession with Asian culture carried over into the music too, with Draco often rapping.
Hey, okay, so they saying that they broke into Asians' homes. Somebody told me that before, right? Where is the Asians in LA? It's a lot of Asians in LA. They got like their own section. Cause in Chicago, we got a Chinatown. Well, that shit down there downtown, but they got their own little quick little section that you can go to, and it's gonna be Chinese people. Like, you gonna see nothing but China's shit is Chinatown. So is that like how LA is? They got like an Asian town or some shit?
About Mei Ling taking him shopping, which an LA Times article covering Draco said is Draco's way of describing breaking into an Asian woman's house, robbing it, and buying out Neiman Marcus. Now, for the record, Draco has maintained.
Hey, this man got all the sauce. He got all the sauce in the breakdowns of that shit, bro. What he did his damn homework. Where is he from?
That he simply likes Asian iconography, suggesting that the Buddha and cat logos that his crew frequently use are simply symbols of good business and good luck. However, if Draco's 2015 tweets are anything to go by, it's hard to say he has much respect for the Asian community. But Draco and his crew's targeting of the Asian community with home invasions isn't simply due to prejudice. Apparently, home invaders targeting the Asian community is an age-old tradition amongst LA burglars, due to the apparent fact that Asian communities have an inherent distrust of traditional banks, with lower rates of bank account ownership, meaning a large proportion are likely to keep cash in their homes, thus putting them at risk to LA home invaders like Draco and the Stink.
You telling me he did that type of homework though? He did that type of homework. Like, they probably got cash and shit because it's a low percentage that keep money in the bank, G. That means he sat down and did his homework too. God damn.
Team who were desperate to make off with that cash and spend it on designer clothes at Neiman Marcus. But Draco isn't the only LA rapper to speak on flu-flamming or flocking. Compton rapper YG's 2014 track Meet the Flockers would catch some heat after people noticed some lyrics suggesting that his crew would target Asian homes for robberies for the very same reasons.
Alright, hang on YG, let's see. You find a house and scope it out. Find a Chinese neighborhood. Cause they don't believe in bank accounts. Come on, man. I know at the time you probably weren't thinking about, how old is this shit? I don't even know. I don't know how old this shit is, but that shit, man, that if he knew today, he probably wouldn't say that shit. So I'm assuming this, of course, this shit is old. But today, I doubt he'd say this shit, cause he just gave up the sauce and literally just damn near told what they do. That's why they say rappers need to watch their lyrics, because this is the perfect example of them using this shit in court. And me personally, gang, I don't care what nobody say. I low-key am not, no, I'm not low-key. I'm not against them using lyrics in court, bro. Because he literally fucking just said it. If they stop using lyrics in court, you could be bound to say anything. He just explained what they do. You find a house and scope it out. Find a Chinese neighborhood because they don't believe in bank accounts. You find a crew and a driver, someone to ring the doorbell, and someone that ain't scared to do what it do. You pull up to the spot, park, watch, ring the doorbell and knock. Make sure nobody's home. They gone. Okay, it's on. Fuck you talking about? He just broke down a whole fucking break-in how you do this shit. And they gonna assume if it's, you know, that's what his crew do. So we don't have all these break-ins. You know how to break in. The lady damn that 9 out of 10 y'all could be on camera or something. You know, it's just, I'm not against them using this shit in court, bro.
Anywho, despite being plugged into LA's criminal underworld, Draco the Ruler doesn't claim affiliation to any particular LA gang set, even going as far as to suggest during an interview on No Jumper that most rappers claim gang affiliation purely for protection.
Or does Draco gangbang?
We don't do all that. Cause we be gangbanging for protection. Bombs.
To be honest, calling most of LA...
That's why he never really gave me the impression of too much of anything. I damn near just put him in a box. I don't know why. My fault, Stink. I should just knew it's just the Stink team. They ain't gang banging. They just do their own thing. They got their own circle, their own little family.
Gang population bums is a pretty brave thing to do. But that says a lot about how Draco moved. He was fearless, and he did not care who he offended. And despite not claiming a known gang set, Draco did hail from South Central Los Angeles, around the 100s, which is a neighborhood Crip territory. And as a result, over the course of his career, Draco maintained friendships with a number of sets of LA's neighborhood Crips, like the Rolling 40s, who he would publicly shout out on his social media.
Man, shout out to all the 40s, man. Happy Hood Day to the Crips.
So, as a result of his gang connections and his background in home invasions, it's no surprise that the local police would categorize the Stink team itself as a gang in its own right. Even though in the later stages of his career, Draco would maintain that his team were focused on the rapping rather than the streets, with Draco's lawyer later explaining that the local police are quick to conflate anybody that grew up around gangs as being a gang member.
Some prosecution's theory, anybody that grows up in a community that has gangs in it and they know gang members, they're gang affiliated, right?
Despite Draco's insistence,
that's fucked up. That's fucked up, man. It's got so many shorties. And then they really talk about the boys, bro. They ain't too much talking about the girls. The girls will get a pass. Come on, you telling me just because this young man, this little boy, grew up in the hood where the gang said, he in the gang, bro? His ass is a game head. He like to play the game. He like to stay in the house and play the game. He don't even like that they ass be outside. He damn near scared of their ass. He probably hate them. He don't like shit that they do, or he just don't care for them. Or he just neutral as hell. When he come in, they respect him. But I heard in LA, this is what I heard, man. Y'all different. Like y'all different. I heard everybody must gangbang. That's just what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but I heard everybody must gangbang. Once you get a certain age, motherfucker gonna tell you pick a side. You pick that side, you win the game. That's just what I heard, man. But Chicago, you got the option, bro. Don't let nobody tell you ain't got no option in the city. You got an option. You can stay your ass in the house. You ain't got a gangbang. But just don't be on them corners. Don't be disrespecting nobody. Keep your motherfucking mouth closed. Stay the fuck out the way. That's how the Chicago shit move. But now the other gang members, they might try and put you in a gang if you is out there with them members. You know, if you ain't out there with them members, they won't think you was a part of the gang. But that's just what I heard about LA, man. Y'all let me know if it's true, bro.
That the Stink team was just a rap crew, prosecutors would think otherwise. Court documents would later claim that the Too Greedy family, or Stink team, was a gang around 20 to 30 members strong, noting the fact that various members of the Stink team also belonged to various factions of LA's neighborhood Crips, like the Rolling Hundreds and Rolling 40s. And ultimately, whether he liked it or not, the cops would categorize the Stink team as a gang, with Draco the Ruler at the top of the food chain. Draco would be running things with his blood brother, Ralphie the Plug. The top up-and-coming artist other than Draco on their label was Ketchy the Great, and they would roll alongside a number of other affiliates including Bambino, Say So the Mac, Solo, Good Finesse, Money Monk, Kells with connections to the Rolling 100's Crips, Young Bull with apparent connections to the Rolling 30s, Too Shitty with connections to the Rolling 60s, a teenage hitter by the name of AB or Arlington Blue with connections to the Rolling 40s, and another rapper named Remble who would join the crew much later on. According to the police, the Stink Team were a ruthless gang made up of Crips and home invaders. But in Draco's eyes, his crew of former Flu Flammers were really just the next generation of LA's grimiest street rappers. And under Draco's rule, for a period of time, they would take over the LA street rap scene, flooding the streets with a flurry of hit songs and mixtapes, building up a huge buzz that could only be stopped by the cops. Footage of Draco rapping on YouTube exists as early as 2011.
Somebody was acting like Draco ain't had no motherfucking dreads. Oh, somebody sent me some receipts too. They sent me some receipts with Draco dreads, even though he got dreads right here. They sent me the receipts, bro. Come on, man. Why whoever you is, you lied. Come on, G. Or you just don't know no better. You don't know no better. You thought you was telling the truth. I get it. I ain't gonna get on that with you. It is what it is. You feel me?
He was a prolific YouTube uploader, publishing early freestyles over other rappers' beats all the way through the 2012s, as well as posting clips of him hanging out with his Too Greedy family.
Okay, what they call you, buddy?
Me, Draco the Roller, fool.
I be Lieutenant.
Was they Too Greedy family before Stink Team, or that just was like all in one thing? Like it was built at the same time.
In this thing, they ain't ready for him. Tell him to Jeremy Scott.
But it was in 2013 that Draco got serious about releasing music properly, dropping his first mixtape, Nervous Music, which featured the headline track I'm Nervous, featuring Kells from the Stink Team.
Hey, my boy had on that legendary fucking flag, bro. We used to have that shit in Chicago all the time. Motherfuckers used to bop with that shit. If you don't know bopping, it was like how everybody gets 39, but it was like, it wasn't the same dance moves and shit, but we was just bopping. It was just some shit. If you don't know bopping, look that shit up, man. Chicago bop music, Chicago bopping, Lil Chemo, look all that shit up, bro. Below all that.
Uploaded to YouTube on November the 12th, 2012. And the description of Draco's music as, quote, nervous music would persist throughout his career, with lyrics about nervously toting pistols and trap houses becoming a staple of his whole catalogue. But at this stage, he was still just finding his sound, and the music was heavily influenced by an array of other artists. Tracks like Muddy Mosley showed his early influences by Chicago drill. He'd go on to drop a music video for another Chicago-inspired track called Young and Reckless, showing him surrounded by his Too Greedy team. Seeing Draco surrounded.
I'm checking that shit out. Why y'all ain't sending me the shit like that? This shit Chicago influence, man. Y'all supposed to be like, nah, check this shit out. Check this shit out. This shit called Young and Reckless. They look like, whoever that, was that Draco? How he like doing that, this shit look like Chicago. What year this shit was, bro? 2013, yeah. Yeah, I fuck with that. Let go.
By a mob of goons, while he rapped over a booming trap beat was definitely reminiscent of early Chief Keef, but Draco was drawing inspiration from numerous sources. His Can You Blame Me music video dropped on June the 2nd, 2013, seemingly taking more inspiration from A$AP Rocky in both his flow and the visuals. And this combination of pistol-toting thug aesthetic borrowed from Chief Keef and the designer clothing expensive cough syrup sipping tropes from A$AP Rocky would essentially be the foundations of Draco's unique style of rapping. Draco is essentially a well-dressed robber that will shoot you.
Don't sit here and say Draco is Chief Keef mixed with A$AP Rocky, bro.
Designer jacket and not spill his lean while he's doing it. And as his rapping style developed, he would continue dropping mixtapes, with the next one being Mr. Mosley the Mixtape, dropping in 2014. This had the track Real Flockers, with Draco appearing to take some inspiration from West Coast peers like YG and Tiger, as well as tracks like Round Here, with Draco still showing a big Chicago influence. The track In Love with Mr. Mosley featuring Too Shitty would see Draco rapping over more of a classic West Coast style beat, while tracks like You Can't Afford It with Kells and J-Dep were clearly influenced by early Atlanta trap music. You can tell that Draco was striving around this time to make bigger and better music and grow as an artist. Unfortunately, a big break was just around the corner. On February the 19th, 2015, Draco drops an early version of his song Mr. Get Dough, with an updated version of the music video for the track being uploaded to YouTube on March 11th, 2015. This was a breakthrough track for Draco, with him rapping over a minimal West Coast piano beat, rapping all about getting money and making away in high-speed chases. The track picked up a lot of steam in the streets of LA and put Draco on a lot of people's people's radar. And at some point he gets introduced to LA music production titan DJ Mustard, with an introduction apparently coming courtesy of YG's brother, whom Draco had apparently known since high school. Draco's breakout track Mr. Get Dope would end up getting a remix from DJ Mustard, who added his own up-and-coming artists RJ and Choice to the track alongside Draco, with the new version of the song releasing on April the 14th, 2015. This was one of the first times that many casual LA rap fans would have heard Draco, and he picked up particular attention for his rapping style, using a lot of obscure and made-up slang, or lingo bingo as he would call it, and his lazy, mumble style of rapping, which many believed was the consequence.
Oh, Trap Lord Ross said his lazy, mumble style of rapping. When I say lazy, niggas get offended. When I call LA rap lazy, niggas get offended. Come on, man. Stop with the fuckery, bro. That's what I look at it as, bro. What the fuck, bro? But if I look through the comments, I bet nobody saying it ain't lazy. It ain't lazy. But y'all be on Damo. Come on, man.
Of his heavy recreational use of codeine-based cough syrup. Clearly fans liked what they heard when Draco popped up on DJ Mustard's remix, and they wanted to hear more. So on October the 16th, 2015, Draco's groundbreaking new mixtape I Am Mr. Mosley would release on DJ Mustard's label. This project is apparently what created the first real buzz around the Stink team, and as we got into 2016, Draco and his team would capitalize off the back of the hype, and following up with much more polished music videos, like the April 24th, 2016 music video for the track Devil in My Head. But while Draco was up in the production value, he was also battling for the future of his career behind the scenes. And Draco would later claim during a DJ Vlad interview that he was being pressured to sign a full-blown record deal with DJ Mustard, which he declined to do, ultimately leading Mustard and his team to begin treating Draco differently.
So then you signed under Mustard?
I didn't sign.
No?
No, I was just with him, like, I guess I didn't want to sign, so then that's, I guess, when like people from his group and like, I guess they was mad at me because I didn't want to sign, so
in the end, Draco decided to go his own.
Alright, man. If that shit is true, you know, that type of shit is weak, bro. If it's true, you know what I'm saying? You fuck with Draco because of Draco. Why do he gotta sign for you to keep fucking with him? If you think he a great artist and you see the potential, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have stopped working with Mustard, bro. He would have kept working with you, Mustard. Y'all could have got money together. Why you wanna like have a nigga under you? That shit just weak, bro. That's probably what damn that Draco saw. Like, the industry weak as hell. It's just weak as fuck. How fuck you gonna get mad that I don't want to sign? I want to do my own thing. Why you want to hold this man back? Maybe he got a vision that Mustard can't see. Fuck that. That shit lame, bro. Nobody got to sign with nobody. Nobody got to sign their music over. Nobody got to sign their life over. Nobody want to take your money as no advance. But none of that shit, he was good. And y'all, like, switched on him. I never personally understand that. Because I'm pretty sure that shit go on day to day in the industry. Oh, you don't want to sign? Well, fuck you. You ain't getting no more beats. You ain't getting no more relationships. None of that shit. Then they probably start throwing shit. Nigga, you wouldn't be who you is without me type shit. Shit weak.
He followed up that DJ Mustard supported mixtape with a new offering on July the 21st, 2016, a completely independent mixtape called I Am Mr. Mosley 2, presented this time by his own Stink Team label rather than DJ Mustard's crew. Sure, it might have been a step down.
That's how you do that shit, Draco. That's how you do that shit. Make your own table, set your own plates and shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Quality of the cover art, but it was a big step forward for Draco in keeping control of his music career. And the project was another opportunity for Draco to continue developing his signature style, this time injecting his personality and sense of humor into his tracks with absurd and sometimes hilarious premises for his new songs. For example, there's the crazy cut Shoot a Baby, which ended up getting a music video in September 2016, with Draco.
Somebody told me to check that out, man. I'm scared to check this one out. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The shit called Shoot a Baby. A baby. That's a baby's real.
That he has killers on standby that are so dedicated to the cause that they will literally shoot a baby if he asks them, with Draco in the music video with a Draco sticking up a fake baby. Draco was carving out his own lane in the rap game, putting his personality into his music, and the fans were loving it. And Draco would actually later say in a DJ Vlad interview that everybody doubted him after he parted ways with DJ Mustard, but in the end he was able to carve out his own path and get respect independently.
a lot of people were saying like, damn, bro, like you did this without Mustard. Like they thought like, oh, he ain't with Mustard no more. Like he gonna fall off. Well, he with Mustard, okay, yeah, like Mustard probably did this for him. Mustard probably did this, but then you see like, I'm not with him, but I still got the same.
Draco's parting with DJ Mustard would be...
That's how I feel about Dolph, man. Long live Dolph, bro. That he made his own moves. Motherfuckers didn't like that shit. He took his own route. He took them niggas' rules. He rewrote them bitches and he took off independently, his own way, at his own time. I remember my boy said that the paper route shit, motherfuckers thought it was a label. It was him the whole fucking time, bro. That's just what that shit reminded me of.
The first of many steps in upsetting the balance of LA's highly political rap scene. And as the months went on, Draco would find himself embroiled in a feud with a former collaborator, leading Draco and his former friend to go back and forth on social media, with Draco's public threats against his new musical rival sadly being used against him in the worst possible way. After Draco declined to do further business with DJ Mustard, tension would begin to form between their camps. And soon, Mustard's artist RJ, who had appeared on the Mr. Get Dough remix with Draco, would begin taking competitive jabs at Draco. In fact, Draco would even explain to DJ Vlad that when he stopped working with DJ Mustard, RJ would pick his side.
Was it when you kind of stopped messing with Mustard? That
Pretty much, yeah. When
and RJ took Mustard's side?
Yeah, I guess that's what it was like.
From here, RJ would grow even closer to DJ Mustard and continue driving his career forward. Dropping...
Alright, man. I don't know the situation, bro. So, like I said, it's hard for me to just be like, voicing my opinion, but you telling me all because Draco did not want to sign. Respectfully, I'm pretty sure Draco respectfully declined that shit, bro. Draco probably knew that, you know, he knew he was on his way, but he knew that this Mustard shit was another step level for his career, bro. And I'm pretty sure he appreciative of that. But you telling me because he respectfully declined, you want to get into it with this man? That's it. Petty. Weak shit, bro. That shit just weak as hell. It's just never that serious. Now, if Draco disrespectfully, even though I know he can get disrespectful, and don't care about nobody's feelings, he should have called himself Mr. Disrespectful. He got all his Mr. Mosleys and all that shit because he Mr. Disrespectful. He unapologetic as hell. But if he did it that way, then I can understand why RJ would want to jump in type shit. But ain't no telling what was in RJ ear, what somebody told RJ in his ear, or what he took as disrespect, bro. But he shouldn't have never. Should I say he should pick a side? He Mustard artist. So, I mean, he kind of don't got a choice at the same time. He got a choice, but it's like, this my boy. And my boy say he ain't fucking with you. What would you do? Not fuck with the nigga who your boy not fucking with. So, if it was that way.
Like Get Rich in April 2015, and at a certain point RJ rebrands and begins to call himself RJ Mr. LA. Now this seems like a previous reference to Draco calling him
Dude, RJ, what's the update on RJ? He healthy, wealthy? Is he free? Do he still, if he's healthy, do he still make music?
Mr. Get Dough in the song him and RJ appeared on. And it really seemed like RJ was trying to kind of claim the more superior title of Mr. LA, essentially saying that he runs the rap scene in the city. Apparently Draco was upset about RJ's claim to the title of Mr. LA, suggesting that because he was the one who came up with Mr. Get Dough, he really was Mr. Everything. But from here, soon RJ would be dropping lyrics attempting to get under Draco's skin even further. RJ's May 2016 track, Only One, is a competitive diss track seemingly aimed at Draco, where RJ claims that he is the only one poppin' in the hood now. And RJ would back this sentiment up in an August 2016 tweet where he claimed that he only gets mentioned alongside the greats when it comes to LA street rappers. Draco would clap back at this sentiment in a tweet of his own saying, "You and me both," suggesting that both him and RJ are greats in the city of LA. But RJ would disagree with this, saying, nah, Draco.
So, Draco respectfully said, you and me both. He could have said, now me. He could have said, shit. You know what I'm saying? He could have said that, but he said, you and me both. a hunting emoji. He threw them nigga with the eyes, you know what I'm saying, with the goddamn black shades. Oh, come on, bro. Respectfully. And then dude Smith the block. Nah, you ain't fucking with me, bro. What can he do now? What can Draco go with this shit now?
As good as him. This led Draco to clap back, saying RJ can't possibly believe that, ultimately saying maybe RJ had LA's rap scene once, but Draco has it now. Following that tweet up with the devastating closer, responding to RJ saying that he runs the streets of LA, saying, that's not what LA's saying, Mr. LA. As the months went by, the beef between
See, in the interview, I also remember he said he tried being nice. Like, I tried being nice. Niggas thought I was soft. All that shit. So, he had to get on demon time, man. All this shit is senseless, bro. It's just fucking music at the end of the day. I don't feel like music is worth no type of beef, no type of all that subliminal shit, all depths behind music. Like, it's just fucking music, bro. You can't even touch the shit, bro.
Draco and RJ would intensify. On October the 19th, 2016, Draco would release his new song Evil Knievel, dissing RJ, saying that he's already been Mr. LA and that he is Mr. Everything. And later that month, on October the 27th, 2016, somebody would tweet asking why are RJ and Draco beefing, to which RJ would reply, jealousy. Draco would then reply to that tweet, saying that he's got a better car than RJ, so why would he be jealous? Pointing out that he drives a brand new 2016 Mercedes GLE Coupe SUV, while RJ only drives a 2012 Mercedes S650. RJ would clap back to
once again, this shit is honestly petty. This shit is honestly petty, bro. This shit is petty. This shit is petty. This shit could have been squashed then and there. Like, bro, what's the issue? Somebody's gonna have to be the bigger person. Call a nigga like, bro, what's the issue?
car measuring contest, suggesting that Draco's GLE Coupe is much more like a BMW X6, essentially suggesting that Draco's choice of Mercedes is a feminine one. Now, for now, this beef had only played out in songs and on Twitter, and these Twitter exchanges were going around the same time that RJ was actually on tour with YG on the F Donald Trump tour. But apparently whilst RJ was on tour with YG, Draco was waiting for him back in LA, even posting up on social media telling RJ that he is literally waiting for him to get back from tour.
If you see me in LA, you're gonna see me in LA, Mr. LA, and I'ma have some bands on me.
On November the 17th, 2016, RJ would drop the song Warning, a Draco the Ruler diss, remixing his song Uchis. Now, the track came with an intro skit sampling Friday After Next, which RJ essentially used to infer that he was better than Draco in every way, with RJ going on to rap lyrics, subliminally dissing his ops saying that they're not threatening, and suggesting that his fame made people in the city hate him. He would rap lines about his ops making up their own cliques, and acting like they're gangbangers, with this perhaps being a reference to how Draco formed the Stink Team, rather than joining the neighborhood Crip gangs in the area that he grew up in. It's worth pointing out at this stage that allegedly RJ claims affiliation to the Athens Park Bloods. So despite Draco not specifically claiming a gang, there's clearly some kind of underlying affiliations contributing to this beef. Following the release of Warning, RJ would drop a flurry of tracks and music videos too, with his close connection to fellow Blood rapper YG on display in music videos like Blood dropping in November 2016. Now, the very same day that that track dropped on the 21st, Draco would go on to drop his new song Mr. Everything. Another obvious reference to RJ calling himself Mr. LA after Draco had been calling himself Mr. Get Dough, Draco's new song Mr. Everything was an outright effort to let everybody know that he was bigger than Mr. LA. He also wears a blue bandana in the video, which despite Draco's frequent statements that he doesn't belong to any Crip sets, must have been a small indication, likely a response to RJ's blood affiliation. In the song, Draco says he's sliding through the hoods of the people that talk about him. He says that he'll get RJ whacked by his own people for trying to be him. He says RJ's broke and has fake watches, and
alright, now this shit sounds like it's getting into some bloodshed sounding shit. I don't know, man. What would I do, man? I'll probably blow that shit off if I heard a diss track about me and a nigga basically saying gonna make me bleed, bro. I don't know, niggas just have to see me, cause like I said, it's music. You can't touch it. Nigga, you gonna have to see me. But the problem is, when you see me, ain't no telling how I'm gonna approach the situation. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling how RJ would approach Draco if he seen him. Like, bro, you said you was gonna kill me. For a small example, fucking Vlad and NLE Chopper, bro. What Vlad supposed to do when he see NLE Chopper? You think he meant hugs, really meant hugs? Like big hugs when I see you? No, he probably took that shit as a threat. Like, I'm not coming on no friendly shit. I'm not coming vulnerable. I'm coming with my guard up, you know?
The song has Draco saying he's Mr. Everything and that his ops lie in their raps and steal his image and style. Draco also seemingly responds to the accusation that he made his gang up, saying the Stink Team are bigger and richer than RJ's blood set. And Draco also says in the second verse of the song that he is trying to knock one of his peoples and saying that he has 20,000 on him, leading many people to believe that he actually had a hit out on RJ. If Draco's lyrics were to be taken seriously, he was putting money on RJ's head and actively plotting to kill him. However, Draco and his team would insist that this was all just a music rivalry and that they had no intentions to harm RJ. Unfortunately, this very feud would come back to haunt Draco, with an unrelated murder taking place and Draco and his team ending up as the prime suspects. Sadly, this catalogue of gangbanging and gun-toting anthems would have the whole Stink Team, especially Draco, looking guilty as sin.
Alright, man, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it right there, bro. Like, this go back to the whole YG thing. Like, can you blame the court for saying, this what you said, so this what you mean? And not only this what you saying, this what you mean, but this is what's going on. What you saying is familiar, very familiar of what's going on. So I can see how that, like, you know what I'm saying, gave Draco a bad look. Even though he went out to say, like, it's just music. It don't mean nothing. It's just music rivalry. We ain't intending to harm nobody. They not trying to hear that shit. Like, they just not trying to hear it. They don't believe it. They not stupid, bro. They humans just like the fans. And the fans probably geek it up too and shit. But I don't know, man. So far, this shit crazy. Like I said, it's just music, man. It's just music. It's not worth dying over, bro. It's not your family, you know? It's just music. It's just a nigga. I just feel like if I was big, bro, big like Draco, or upcoming like Draco, whatever, you know I'm putting in the work. And a nigga say he want to be, or a female, whatever, want to be Mr. Mrs. Chicago, but I know I'm heavy in the city. People fuck with me. People saying that, yeah, you know, you run the city, you know. I wouldn't be bothered by it, bro. I don't care. If you want it, if you want that title, take that title. Me saying like, hell no, that's me. That's kind of like ego. Ego playing a part, bro. Ego plays a part in a lot of shit. Little do y'all know. If y'all don't know nothing about ego, check it out. Ego is the fucking enemy, bro. It's the fucking enemy. Seriously. Like, read this book. This is a good ass book. I'm gonna put the goddamn description for y'all. If you made it this far, I'm putting a description. I'm putting a link up to that book in the description, bro. Cause y'all don't know what ego is. You're not entitled to shit. I don't care who you is. You're not entitled to shit. And this is no disrespect for you motherfuckers who be so fucking sensitive. But nobody's entitled to shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. That's all. They shouldn't have never been arguing over LA. I get it. You love the city. You love what you do for the city. But you know what you do. You don't need recognition for that shit. Draco don't need recognition. He know what the fuck he do. Like, everybody, every time I react to everybody, to Draco, what everybody say, we know the truth, keep the truth alive, all that shit. And then on RJ, then you probably got people who saying whatever his saying is over there. I don't know. Y'all never told me about RJ. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, nobody entitled to none. This shit saying like it's some ego tripping shit going on. Like both people egos getting in the way, and that's just fucked up. But yeah, I'm gonna stop it right there. This is the life and death of Draco the Ruler Part 1. But let me know what y'all think, man. Give me some sauce on it. And catch another reaction.